And as employees and companies race to beat the tax payment deadline, one local mobile application can help taxpayers who would rather do it virtually. With transactions going online because of the COVID-19 pandemic, the platform may be a solution for those rushing to file their taxes. Let's hear more about the Juantax application from its founder, Marvin Galang. Thank you so much for joining us, Marvin. So, are we seeing a lot more taxpayers online?
Good evening, Rico. Thank you for having us. Yes, definitely. We've seen a lot more activities happening, especially after May 31. In fact, this week compared to last week, we've seen the volume go up 3 times. So it prompted us to increase the number of our support personnel and also increase our coverage as far as support, all the way to 2 in the morning.
So how convenient is it, Marvin, to file their tax returns and pay online on Juantax?
Well, what I can share with you are the experiences and the feedback we're getting from our existing users, from our taxpayers, and at the same time, our partner CPA firms. So for them, fast file, it takes them anywhere from 10 minutes to 20 minutes to do tax compliance. From registration, so we try to simplify how to register in the platform, create the organization or the entity you're filing tax returns for, fill in the form, preview it, and then file and pay if is a tax due.
So, Marvin, do you think that this is the way forward for paying their taxes online? Because we've seen many countries in Asia already doing this, particularly Singapore and Hong Kong. Everything is now filed online. So, should the BIR go fully digital?
Well, we've seen digital transformation as a key initiative of the government since 2016. In fact, if you look at the BIR strategic platform or strategic plan for the next 5 years, digital transformation is a major piece of that. What the pandemic has done is really just to accelerate the implementation and the transformation. Even the submission of the audited financial statements, which is done manually, you have to go to the RDO, have it stamped. They fast track that, released an app in a matter of weeks so that the public can use it. So I don't think we're ever going to go back to what used to be our normal prior to March.
But are there hurdles, are there challenges before we go fully digital in paying our income tax returns?
Primary challenge that we're seeing from our taxpayers are, number one, internet. And then number two is really the knowledge. But there's so many, associations, so many associations and interest groups that are providing webinars, training for our taxpayers. So it's really a matter of going online because these are delivered in the internet too.
And of course, the World Bank has said that for the Philippines to be able to turn around the economy during this pandemic is to really go fully digital and increase competition in the digital space. But the BIR, Marvin, also wants to tax online sellers. What do you think? Should they, or is this an added burden to many Filipinos who are trying to make ends meet during this crisis?
Rico, I think it's a natural response to the underlying trend. So if the transactions are going online, it's just rational that we have to put some measures in place in order to provide the check and balance there. We've done a lot of surveys since 2019, talk to taxpayers, talk to our users, prospects, online sellers, even ride-sharing drivers. And the conclusion that we've drawn is they really want to comply. It's really a matter of not knowing how, and the tax administration tools that they have at that time doesn't really provide that type of avenue. With more and more tax administration services going digital, I believe we'll have a different story 1 year from now.
But of course, during this lockdown, briefly, Marvin, we've also seen another type of underground economy flourish, the WhatsApp, the Viber, and the private message me economy.
Yeah, that's the popular two letters right now, P and M. Private message. But yeah, so I mean, there are other ways to put some check and balance there, and I think it's primarily going to be driven by the payment service providers. But we're gonna have to wait and see until we see the digital tax and the internet tax laws come out, because I think those two laws are cover those types of check and balances.
And that is currently being discussed in the lower house of Congress. Thank you so much for your insights. Marvin Galang, the founder of Juantax.